Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Happy Friday, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here, live for our 2 p.m. First Alert weather live stream as we take a look across mid-Michigan at what is turning out to be a pretty nice day as many get out and about for their Friday afternoon plans, and that looks to continue into the evening before we do get a rain chance later into the weekend. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, if you have any questions, head over to our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News. There I try to answer any of the questions that you might have about the weather going on here in mid-Michigan. I do apologize in advance if I miss your question. I don't always have the chance to look over at that chat, but it is there. We start off our stream today looking outside. This is downtown Saginaw. Our camera there showing there's some light clouds. It's not totally blue out there, but that sun is definitely shining. It's definitely looking to be a pretty nice day as you're getting out and about. I know this is a big weekend for a lot of things. A hunting opening weekend. You obviously have firearm opening weekend, I should say. You also have football games, regional finals tonight, tomorrow. We have Michigan State football. A lot of the other teams are away, so one of the only college teams in the area that actually has a home game is Michigan State. But I did want to always look across mid-Michigan. Right now, what we see in our US 10 camera is very similar skies, just a light cloud cover moving into the area, but that sun's definitely sort of winning that battle in the sky here. And we also want to look out towards Birch Run. This has been sort of the problem all morning for travelers that want to travel north here on a Friday. This Birch Run right there where our camera's at has been backed up almost a majority of the morning, as there was an accident that did close down northbound 75. That has been cleared, but traffic has still struggled at times there in Birch Run on northbound 75. So if you have travel plans that direction today, maybe find a different way around it if you can, because it has caused some issues, some slowdowns on and off here over the last couple of hours, and may continue as we head through the rest of our afternoon. Speaking of traffic, we are going to look at our traffic map just to show what we're seeing, because I know, a lot of people are traveling north. It looks to be a pretty nice weekend. You obviously have opening weekend for firearm for hunting, so that's a big thing for people to travel north. When we look at most of the region, most of mid-Michigan, it is looking relatively good. There's just those two areas around the Bay region. We look at towards our northern counties, it's showing green. It is good for many of our roads there. We get to the Bay region, there are a few of those red slowdowns, and again, that area around Birch Run, that is slowing down. I will say though, that red area continues to shrink. If we can see that, that's a good sign, but like our camera showed, there still is some backups there. So again, you may want to avoid that area. Even M13 now has an area there just to the west that is showing maybe a little bit of slowdown on southbound M13, so just be careful of that. And then there was this accident there on M46 at Monroe Road, crash at Water Street to Woodbridge Road. That's been there for a little bit here. Let me see if I can get some more information on that off of our stream. So that was reported right around 1:26. They have an end time around 2:30. But there is a lane blockage due to a crash there again at M46 Monroe Road, both ways from Water Street to Woodbridge Road. So if you're going to be going that way, maybe heading west or east from 127 or Saginaw, just be aware that that area also could have some slowdowns there near Breckenridge, just to the east of Breckenridge here in the afternoon. We move down towards Shiawassee, Genesee County, typical road speeds here across those areas. And then anyone that's maybe traveling down to other areas like Lansing, Ingham County, that's showing pretty good travels. M43 maybe has some slowdowns. I know there's been construction there on M43 just to the east of Hazlet. There's been a bridge that's been closed down forever if you're in that area. So if you're traveling maybe to Williamston, I know Goodrich plays Williamston tonight in the playoffs. You might want to head in from the east, not from the west, because there is some construction there. Then down to Metro Detroit, looking relatively good out there in this Friday afternoon. Now, SkyTracker Does show again some light cloud cover wanting to roll itself into mid-Michigan. That's something we'll see on and off through the remainder of the day, and then into the night. Some heavier cloud cover does look to roll itself into the region, but the sun should still shine pretty bright in the sky here through the remainder of the day. It's not totally overcast, it's not totally blue skies. It's definitely a good mix as you're getting out and about for your Friday. And with that sunshine, temperatures have gotten to rise a little bit more than what we've been typically seeing. We see in our temperature map right now, you can see upper 50s, 59 Saginaw, 58 Flint, 58 in Owasso. You may get to the 60s in those areas. As you move to the east and in some of our shoreline cities, it is a little bit cooler there. It's showing Bay City right now at 42, Caseville 47, Port Hope at 45. Cloud cover to the east and north of the bay has kept those areas just a tad bit cooler as we've gotten through this sort of early afternoon. And then out towards 127, Clare 55, Mount Pleasant at 57, Elma at 55. In terms of winds, they're mostly from the south. We'll say southeast, could be southwest. Very calm though, 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's been sort of the big development for the day, is those calmer wind trends as we get through the day. It may not last long though. Tomorrow looks to be windy, and then in terms of wind gusts, not seeing much with that. As we get through the rest of our Friday for the next 12 hours, our wind will continue to stay on the calmer side. It's going to be tonight into tomorrow morning that we'll start to see that wind trend pick up and give us 2 windy days for both Saturday and Sunday. We'll actually see that here on our weekend planner. Saturday looks to be a pretty nice day in terms of temperatures. Again, mid to upper 50s. A few areas could easily get into the 60s. But we do have a rain chance with that warm front that is moving through. That's going to move us right back into the 40s by sunset and give us 40s as we get through Sunday. So you can see our Sunday hourly planner there. 30s as you're waking up and only getting into the lower 40s. And both days will be windy. A southwest wind on Saturday at 10 to 15 with gusts up to 25, and then Sunday a northwest wind 15 to 20, gust up to 30. So definitely 2 breezy days there. I think winds could be a little bit stronger. If you live up in Huron County, Sanilac County, you typically get a little bit stronger winds at times. So just be a little weary of that as you get through the weekend. But hello to everyone that's saying hi in chat. Again, hopefully you're having a wonderful Friday and enjoying the nice weather that we do have outdoors right now. Excuse me. I am going to take a quick break right here. Once I come back from that break, we are going to be looking at the next couple of days in terms of wind, at rain chances, how much rain could we see, and then we're also going to be looking at our Friday night lights forecast and some of the college forecasts. So make sure you stick right here if you want some of that information, because we'll be right back. Well, welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here for our second half of our First Alert Weather live stream, a 2 p.m. stream we have almost every day. I want to thank everyone for joining me again. Hello to all the people over in our Facebook chat at WNEM TV5 News. Now, we are going to look at our lows for tonight. We're mostly on the mid to upper 30s and the lower 40s. A warmer night than what we've been seeing over the last couple of days. Then cloud cover helps keep us just a little bit warmer. We also have some warmer air trying to move itself in ahead of a warm front that is going to move in tomorrow, which will give us a rain chance, but also gives us that warmer day that we do have for our Saturday. So anticipate to have a warmer night. That's a good thing for many, especially if you're going to be out at Friday night lights. Some of those games definitely on the warmer side compared to what we could be at this point in November. We've had years where we are colder than what we're seeing tonight. Now, I did want to talk about our wind because it is calm through today. Not so much tomorrow. This is our forecasted gusts. This is 5 a.m., seeing winds already at 10 to 25 miles per hour from the southeast or the southwest. That will continue to pick up by midday. This is 11 a.m. wind from the south-southwest at 15 to 30 miles per hour. Our peak winds will definitely be in our southern counties and then out in towards 127, Mount Pleasant at 29, Owasso and Flint up to 29 miles per hour. And then as we get through the afternoon and evening, our winds will start to shift. It'll be a north-northwest wind, again at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And like I mentioned earlier, there will be some areas northern Huron County. You could see your wind pick up just a little bit more. Right now, this forecasting model putting Port Hope at 41 miles per hour. So definitely a breezy day, and it's not going to go anywhere for Sunday. This is Sunday afternoon, showing wind gusts at noon at 25 to maybe 35 miles per hour. Our eastern counties a little bit stronger there. Bad Axe 36 miles per hour, Sandusky 36, and Port Hope at 37. And then doesn't calm down much through the afternoon, maybe a little bit by sunset. And then through the night, Sunday into Monday, we continue to see wind gusts at 15 to 25. Again, areas northern Huron County up to 35 to possibly 40 miles per hour. Now we get to our rain chance that we have for Saturday. We got to get through today on our hour by hour. It isn't showing us much. We actually have lots of sunshine, that mix of cloud cover and clear skies that carries over into the start of the night. But by about midnight, we'll start to see some heavier cloud cover start to move itself from the south. Again, ahead of a warm front that's going to bring us that warmer air and that rain chance that we'll start to see pop up, I think, as early as 8 a.m. It's going to be very isolated to start, but it is something that we may see. By about midday, I think it becomes more scattered. Now, I will say it's not the most widespread rain. I wouldn't cancel your plans as you get around for your Saturday morning and then Saturday midday. Just be prepared for a quick rain shower, especially if you're heading east through the weekend, Tuscola, Huron, Sanilac counties. I think that will be the area that, hey, you may get some more consistent rain at times. We can see that through about 2 to 3 p.m. That's where that rain wants to move through. You may even get some more rain to the north into the sort of mid-afternoon. But by about 5 p.m., it looks like most of our rain chances should be gone, and we'll actually end up being dry for the remainder of Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. I think the change we see is that northwest wind will start to set up, and just that time of year with that northwest wind and our warm water temperatures in the lakes, you may end up seeing some lake effect rain or snow into Sunday morning and even through midday Sunday. So if you live Roscommon County towards Gladwin, Standish, don't be surprised if you see a few flakes falling from the sky or even a few raindrops Sunday as you do get some lake effect precipitation. And even into Bad Axe, Port Hope, Huron County, that will be another area. Hey, you could see a few flakes of snow, a few raindrops as we do have that north-northwest wind trying to set up through a majority of Sunday. But a majority of mid-Michigan is going to be dry as we get through Sunday. Now, like I mentioned, it's not the heaviest rain, at most 1/10 of an inch for many areas, so it's not a washout. I think that's a good thing for many of us that have plans for the weekend. You won't need to sit out if you're going to a football game in sort of long-term rain, but just enough that it could be an annoyance as you're getting out and about through early Saturday afternoon. And again, we keep talking about being a little bit warmer for our Sunday. I'm going to just quickly fix this. Now we'll roll with it. Right now, I think our highs are showing mid to lower 60s. I think we'll see more upper 50s. I think this is maybe a little bit overactive, but I'm not going to count out seeing some of those lower 60s, especially in areas like Owasso, Flint. Saginaw is going to be very close tomorrow. Lapeer could be very close into the 60s. And we'll see on our 7-day forecast, it's actually showing us upper 50s for Saturday. So sometimes models a little bit overactive, a little bit over aggressive with what they have. So I think it's going to be more upper 50s, but definitely can't count out some lower 60s. Again, that rain chance starting midday into the early afternoon, and then the lake effect rain chance late into the night Sunday. I think the biggest thing for Sunday is that temperature drop. You're going to see temperatures drop back into the lower 40s as we get into Sunday. That's with the cold front that moves through. Again, there's a low pressure system to our north. That's what's helping create sort of this flip-flop as we head into the weekend. And then we're staying in the 40s for Monday, Tuesday, through the midweek. For now, we are holding on to another rain chance wanting to arrive by midweek. Again, this is sort of changed back and forth, so it's maybe something, if you have plans for the end of next week, you may want to just monitor as we get closer, because things are definitely changing. There isn't really much agreement right now on exact timing of rain, but it does look like we will have a chance of rain to end next week, maybe even into next weekend. But I am going to take another quick break right here. Once I come back, we'll have some of those Friday Night Lights forecasts for some of the big games here in the regional finals for Mid-Michigan, and also a look at some of the Saturday forecasts for regional finals and Michigan State football. So again, stay right here. We'll be right back with more of that information. Well, welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here for sort of our third part of our Friday 2 p.m. First Alert weather live stream, and this is going to be all about the football games, Friday Night Lights, especially as we get to some of the important games of the season, the regional finals. If you win, you're really one more week closer to getting to Ford Field here in a couple weeks, actually in 2 weeks. So very important games. Typically, I'd only choose a few, but we're going to look at all the games that we have here slated from the TV5 sports team. So game of the week, it's East Grand Rapids traveling to Mount Pleasant to face the 11-0 Oilers. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Temperatures in the mid-40s at the kickoff time. You'll be in the lower 40s by the end of the game. Mostly clear skies and an east-southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So very, I'd say good conditions for Friday Night Lights, especially this late in the season. We get some years where it's snowing already. It's getting closer to below freezing. So a very nice evening for many of our games. You're going to see a common theme for today's games. Not much difference in the forecast. Another game going on. You have Frankenmuth at 10-1 traveling to Pontiac Notre Dame Prep. Two teams that have gotten this far a couple times over the last couple of years, looking to, again, carry on, getting one step closer to Ford Field. Very similar. Upper 40s at kickoff, lower 40s by the end of the game. Mostly clear skies, that east wind at 5 to 10. Ithaca, they're traveling down to Pewamo, Westphalia. 8-3 there at Ithaca, facing that undefeated Pewamo, Westphalia team. Two, I'd say, very big teams here in the state of Michigan. Always very good teams. Very similar forecast. Upper 40s at kickoff, mid to lower 40s through the game, and east wind at 5 to 10. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, they travel to play Midland Dow. Kickoff at 7 p.m. A little cooler there in Midland. You got the lower 40s at kickoff, dropping to the upper 30s by the end of the game. But again, mostly clear skies, that east wind at 5 to 10. And then another team traveling, Goodrich, traveling into Williamston, two undefeated teams, both having very good seasons, looking to continue. And these are two teams that have had some history over the last couple of years. Williamston, Goodrich actually were the season finales of the last two regular seasons. So these two teams know each other, and they're finally getting to meet in the playoffs. Obviously, both teams getting one step closer. Very similar, upper 40s for kickoff, lower 40s for the end of the game. And then our final game for Friday night, that is Fenton at DeWitt. Fenton going to go up against that undefeated DeWitt team. Maybe a little bit warmer there in DeWitt. Temperatures upper 40s at kickoff, dropping to the mid 40s by the end of the game. Then we slide into our Saturday games. Obviously, a few of our regional finals start kickoff at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and we're going to start off with a pretty big game, Ogama Heights at Swan Valley. You're going to see a common theme here, I think, is the weather's going to be a little bit different just based on where your game is on Saturday. This game here at Swan Valley in Saginaw, you may catch a few isolated showers, but mostly cloudy skies, temperatures lower 60s, a lot windier, a southwest wind 10 to 20, gust up to 25 miles per hour. So not as nice, at least in terms of maybe a rain chance and wind, a little bit warmer than what we have for our Friday night games. Another Saturday game that we have is Montrose traveling to Kent City, two, again, undefeated teams looking to continue their season. And again, cloudy skies, upper 50s at kickoff, staying in the upper 50s. May see some sunshine by the end of that game. Again, kickoff at 1 p.m. Another game that we have going on is Clinton traveling to Millington. You may catch a few isolated showers at kickoff there in Millington, but for the most part, should be a dry game, a southwest wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Temperatures lower 60s. Another Saturday game, Beale City at Harbor Beach, one of the final games we have here in mid-Michigan, that regional finals, again, between two undefeated teams. You'll have scattered showers at the start of the game, maybe carrying over into mid-game, and then that west wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So this may be one of the games that you catch the most rain chances there on the eastern half of the state. So just be prepared. I think if you're going to that game, again, between Beale City and Harbor Beach, I'd bring some of that wet weather gear. Could catch some rain chances at times throughout the game. And finally, to end the stream here, Penn State is traveling to play Michigan State. So Michigan State gets a home game here, two teams looking to just get in the win column in the Big Ten. Kickoff at 3:30 p.m. At Spartan Stadium. You'll have cloudy skies, that west wind at 10 to 20, gust up to 30. I do want to remember, you may catch a few raindrops for any tailgates going on earlier in the day. If you're looking for U of M, they're actually out of the state. They're at Wrigley Field, a pretty big game versus Northwestern there at Wrigley. So don't have a forecast for them. Central, they played midweek. They'll have midweek games for the rest of the season as we get to the final 2 to 3 weeks here for college football. Eastern is also away. Western played midweek. And then SVSU and Northwood are also away for their final game of the season, both of them. So don't have forecasts for them, but Michigan State, the college team in the area, playing Penn State, again, kickoff at 3:30. But I want to thank everyone for joining me here today as we looked at the weather for our weekend. As always, you can head over to our website at wnem.com. There we try to keep you up to date with the more forecasts, local sports, and local news. I want to thank everyone for joining me. As always, I hope you can enjoy what's been a pretty nice Friday and what could be a nice, mostly nice Saturday with just a light rain chance, and then staying warm as we see that drop in temperatures for Sunday into Monday.
Thank you for joining us. Today's stream has been brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.